to measure diode on the connector itself. So we are going to get a board like this. It is so shaped, by the way. We are just getting the diode measure right here, as you see, a diode measure. Okay, we got all reading done, as we see here. If we get reading in all lines, that means that all the line on series is working correctly. There is no cut on line at all. Okay, in case if we got 0 AL in any kind of these lines, that means we are going to open the phone and we are going directly to work on this line. So this is how we can test the series line on the charger circuit without even opening the phone. This is our first step to do. And this board is so cheap, don't worry. Okay, this board is so cheap. It's gonna help us without even opening the phone. So our first step is to do a diode measure on the connector. Our second step will be also without tearing down the phone or without even opening the phone with the USB safety tester. Okay, let's get the USB safety tester here. As you can see, guys, it is so cheap also. Okay, we can just test what is going on inside this phone without even opening it. It will be like our power supply. Okay, it will show us is this phone is doing a real charge or a fake charge. Okay, it's doing a real charge because as we see here 0.40 ampere, which means this phone is a real charge. In case if we get 0.1 ampere, like 100 milliampere, that means that this phone is doing a fake charge. Okay, in case if we get a big ampere, like 1 ampere or like 2 ampere, stuff like that, that means that this phone has a short. So this USB safety tester is gonna show us what we are going to do inside the phone without even opening the phone, okay? So this is our second step, is to use the USB safety tester and check the ampere here. Our third step will be by using the power supply, because it may be the battery is the problem. So we need to remove the battery from the phone itself and directly connect the power supply to the phone. In case if we get reading with the power supply and the phone just got powered on, it means that the battery is the main issue of in this case. In this case, it will mean that the battery is the main issue. Okay, as we can see here, we just connected the phone and we removed the battery. In case if the phone just boot, okay, as we can see here, the phone is working probably a 47, which means that everything has done its job. So the problem here, or the main issue here, will be the battery. You will need to replace the battery. So this step is a mandatory in case if we didn't find the solution with the diode measure, the first step, nor a USB safety tester, the second step. So this will be our third step to check if the battery is working or not. Okay, our fourth step here is to check the battery cable. Maybe the battery cable is destroyed or there is something happened to the battery cable here. So we are going to check if this cable is working probably or not. And nobody has telling this before. Nobody is doing that. Okay, I will show you probably how you do this. This is like a tips and tricks. Just Apple team who are doing something like this. So I'm gonna show you how to do this probably. Okay, firstly, we need to find 5 volt on the battery cable. Okay, we will just take out the battery cable from the board itself. We will not remove it, just take it out. Okay, hold on, there is something here. Okay, we just need to find 5 volt on the cable. If we find 5 volt on the cable, this means that this battery, okay, let's test it. Let's get the 5 volt here. Okay, this is the positive area. Let's give it another try. And make sure that your USB cable is connected to the phone while doing this. Okay, here you are. There is a 5 volt here, which means that the battery cable is working probably. We don't need to change the battery cable, and here how we are going to check it. Okay, it's super duper easy. There is no worry about this. Okay, in the next step, we are gonna check all the battery root. Okay, in our first step, which was the diode measure, we just made sure that everything is working fine on the series root. So right now we are going to check the battery root. How we are gonna do this? This is so easy, guys. We will just get 5 volt here on the test point beside the battery connector. In case if we find the 5 volt here, which means that every single component on the battery root is working probably. As we can see here, we are going to get the 5 volt here, which means every component on the battery root is working probably. So now we have it checked the battery root, we have it checking the series root, and everything is gonna be fine. Right now we need to check the last step, which is the MOSFET, because maybe MOSFET stolen a volt or stolen something which is not going to the IC itself. So we need to check if it going well or not. So we will check a capacitor beside a TriStar in order to make sure that the MOSFET has done his job. As we see here, we got 5 volt beside the capacitor, beside the TriStar here. So which means that everything is working fine now. So everything is working fine. What is the only accuser of this problem will be now? It's IC charger, the Tigris or the IC charger. We are going to take the IC charger out of the board, and then we are going to make a reballing to it, as we are gonna see in the troubleshooting section, not now, okay? But the IC will be the last accuser of the problem itself, and this is how we are going to work on the charging circuit. Super duper easy, guys.